Just a quick recap of what we read in 4.40. But the ignorant and faithless persons who doubt the revealed scriptures do not attain God consciousness. They fall down. For doubting soul, there is happiness neither in this world nor in other. So, here, any shanka that we have, any doubts, even one small percent, right, it does not allow us to attain God consciousness, to learn about Krishna. Or even if we are learning, we do not accept it completely. And then what happens? Then we fall down. And then from there, for the doubting soul, there's neither happiness here in this world, not in the next. And in the next means the full 8.4 million births. There will just be death and birth and death and birth and death and birth, which is all what we want to avoid. That is the whole process that Prabhupada over here, he actually has translated for all of us. And he has given us this message in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. That as Arjuna received it, that's how. And as it was meant to be received by Krishna. See, there are two things. Whenever anyone is speaking, and Bapuji also gave this example that we should not try and understand it from our perspective. We should try and understand it from the speaker's perspective. But in order to get to that level, we also have to become pure. We have to become surrendered. So in order to understand this Bhagavad Gita from Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktipada, Bapuji, we have to become that surrendered soul to be able to understand how they are explaining it to us. When 4.41 Krishna says that one who acts in devotional service, renouncing the fruits of his actions and whose doubts have been destroyed by transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus he is not bound by the reactions of work, O conqueror of riches. So over here, Krishna is continuing to explain that how devotional service has a big impact on our life. Right? They forget about doing anything, whether I'm doing this for good reaction or bad, or whether I'm doing this to help someone or not, or whether I am doing this just for the cause of doing it to make Krishna happy. Right? To make Guru and Krishna happy. Even when Kobe Bryant was alive, there was a question that they asked him: do you play to win or do you play not to lose? What is your mindset? These days, there's a lot of talks about mindsets and being positive and always telling yourself. So, this was a really good question because some people play to win. Like, it doesn't matter. I am the best. I will practice hard. I will do what it takes. I will shoot 1,000 shots every day till I become the best player. I will do whatever it takes. So, that question was, do you play to win or do you play not to lose? He responded back that neither of those, right? Neither of those, because when you're playing to win, that means you're attached to that result. And when you are playing not to lose, that means you have a fear of losing. That means that you are afraid of something, so that also gets you very attached and very emotional to the results. He's saying, I am right in the middle. I actually play to learn, to get better. I play the game because for the love of the game. I play the game for the love of the game. So we also should perform all of these actions for the love of Krishna. Not that if I do this, then I will get this thing in return and that's all I want. That is the big difference. All of the actions from our acharyas, from our spiritual master, you see all of this. It is not for any fruit. They do not say that Krishna, I'm bringing these people back over here to you. Please give me this now or give me that. No. In fact, one of the acharyas, Srila Prabhupada's god brother, was describing that when Krishna actually approached Prabhupada to go down to this material planet. Krishna said no. I mean, Prabhupada said no, I don't want to go. So Krishna and Prabhupada are having this discussion in Golokdam. But Krishna is trying to pacify Prabhupada to please go to the material world. Krishna is saying no. Prabhupada is saying no, Krishna, what will I go and do over there? I do not want to be separated from you. And over there, even if I go, there's all the suffering and everything. And I do not want to leave you. I do not want to leave this Golok Vrindavan. And then they start negotiating. Krishna says, okay, I will give you whatever you want. Just go. Krishna and Prabhupada are negotiating for Prabhupada to come, to manifest on this planet, to appear. That's why in the Kumbh Mela, he was given the title as Vishwa Guru. Right? The Guru of the entire galaxy, Srila Prabhupada. No one else received that title in the Kumbh Mela. No one has ever, or nor will they receive. Right? Because Srila Prabhupada was one of a kind. And he described his relationship in the Bhagavatam. He did it very discreetly. Where Prabhupada is actually the friend of Krishna. So when Krishna approached Srila Prabhupada to come, Prabhupada said no. He started going back and forth. Krishna tried to please him that I will give you whatever you want. What is it that is bothering you? What is stopping you? Please go. Krishna said, I will give you whatever you want. Please go. Then Srila Prabhupada said, if you will give me whatever I want, then I will go. Krishna said, yeah, do not worry. Do not hesitate. Tell me, what do you want? Prabhupada said, if there's any soul that serves me purely, without any doubt, that you will bring them back to this Golokdam. And Krishna agreed. Krishna wants all of us to come back to that Golokdam. Krishna is like that father waiting for all of his children to come back to him. So we hear one who is renouncing all of the fruits of the actions, that it doesn't matter. I am going to do what my Guru and Krishna teach me. Right? And one who has no doubts. All of the doubts have been destroyed through the transcendental knowledge. Again, where is the transcendental knowledge coming from? From the spiritual master. Right? But ultimately, our spiritual master received that from their spiritual master and so on, all the way back to Krishna. So that knowledge itself is actually coming from Krishna too. And those are the ones who actually have understood themselves. They have understood the goal of life. And then they do not become bound to the reactions of the work. Then for them, there is no happiness, no misery, nothing. All of them is the same. All of it is equal. Because as Kobe Bryant was saying, that if I play only to win, I'm very attached to just winning. Right? Then I will do whatever it takes, and I do it for that win. And if I do not win, then I am heartbroken. Then I do not understand what is happening. I may lose my mindset. I may lose my temper. Anything may happen because I'm very attached to that result because I only want to win. And if I fear the loss, that means I'm very afraid to do anything. I'm being attached to the fear. It means the fear of losing has greater power than me. I do not want to give that fear so much power. I do not want to give the fear so much power. So you say, I play in the middle, I play in a neutral, I play for the love of the game, I play to learn something every single time. Everything that we do also should be to please Guru and Krishna, to learn from it every single time that, oh, sometimes I may have not done this correctly. I will try and do this better next time. Right? Krishna says in 4.42 that therefore the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna, Uttisht Parantap. That means stand up to fight. Stand up and fight. Therefore, no doubts. Now, all of your ignorance once you have learned about this, should be destroyed. Because how is darkness destroyed? Even one ray of light. You'll see in the room sometimes during the night, if it's very dark, and there's absolutely no light, you will not be able to see much at all. But even if you have a very small night light, the whole room lights up. So darkness is destroyed by light. Similarly, ignorance, where we do not know anything, we're just living this life like animals. Ignorance is destroyed by knowledge. When we learn about something, when we learn how to do something, we should act upon it. Otherwise, we are still acting in ignorance. So, if we learn about ourselves, that who we are part and parcel of Krishna. Right? We have received this body to perform actions so that we can go back to Krishna. How do we perform actions? Not for the fruit. We perform them for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. All of our actions, we think, will Krishna be pleased? We always think that no one is watching me, that I can do this. But Guru and Krishna seated in our heart in the form of that Chaitya Guru is always watching us, always knows what we are doing. So we should do it for their pleasure, do what is right, act according to the Dharma. So once we receive this knowledge, though, the ignorance is destroyed. But if we still continue to act as if we do not have that knowledge, or we do not know, or we just believe in anything else, then that would not help us. Then it's as good as being in ignorance. Then that knowledge, we're ignoring the knowledge itself too. So how will we receive the mercy of Guru and Krishna then? And it is not just in the spiritual life. Any knowledge that we receive, even whether it's our material life or professional life, if we have the knowledge and if we do not act upon it, then that is as good as being in ignorance and being a fool. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna to now get up and fight. You have been acting out of ignorance. So now you have received this all of this knowledge. Now stand up and fight. Krishna, remember, he did not fight for Arjuna. He did not lift a single weapon in the Mahabharata. But even without doing anything, right, he did everything. So what is Krishna? What does that mean? That means we have to take the initiative. A lot of the times, even before we have great ideas, even before we can do anything, we start thinking about the problems. A lot of times you'll see people that are not as smart as us, who may not even be, as lucky as you or anything. You look at them and you see whether they're doing much better in life, or whether they're, just at a better level, better position in society, anything. That's because they took that step. They said, we will work hard and then we will see what happens. When we are working hard, Krishna helps us. Why? Because even in the 18th chapter, in the last shloka, Sanjaya says that where there is Krishna, right, the miracle, the master of the miracle maker, right, the master of the mystics, one who performs miracles, there, and where there is Arjuna, the warrior, one who's always fighting, one who never gives up. Fighting for us now these days doesn't mean just going to war and battle or anything. Fighting is in the day to day, it is in the professional life, it is in our family life, every day. Not giving up and continuing to move forward. And then Krishna will lead and show us the next step, what we need to do. So all of the doubts which have risen in our heart, right, should be slashed with all of this knowledge that we are receiving through Guru and Krishna. And once that knowledge is slashed, we should just simply focus on chanting, serving, and listening to Harikatha every day. Like I said the other day also, we can do as we can sit and chant 20 rounds in a day, 40 rounds in a day. But if we're not listening to Harikatha every day, not listening to the glories of the Lord, then all of that can diminish and go down to zero in no time. But even if we're not chanting very well, we're doing a few rounds, we're doing our chanting as much as we can, but we're listening to the glories of the Lord, we're listening to the Harikatha every day. One day we will get to that state of perfect chanting. So let us act upon this knowledge that we have received, that who is our Supreme Father, that who are we, what is our constitutional position, that we are part and parcel of Krishna, right? That is our constitutional position. Once we understand that, everything that we act will be focused on that so that we can go back to that eternal spiritual abode, that Golokdham. This is the end of the fourth chapter, and we continue with the fifth chapter tomorrow. We'll chant together Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal Ki Jai Ho. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.